Hello. I wanted to go through my current fragrance rotation, and there's been a lot of changes because the weather here in the part of Australia I'm in has gotten a lot cooler and we've had a lot of rain. So the fragrances I've been reaching for are very different. There's also a couple of new to me ones, which I'd love to share with you, and some old, cooler weather autumnal favorites. So if that sounds interesting to you, please keep watching. First up, Kayali Lovefest Burning Cherry. This is my very favorite cherry fragrance, and I love cherry fragrances, but it's also probably my favorite autumn scent. I've had it for over a year now, and I started out with a travel spray. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. And this bottle I've had for more than a year, I think. And as it sits, it does get more syrupy. It's delicious. It's like hard-boiled cherry lollies, if there were such a thing, or sweets. But there's a warmth to it from the Palo Santo in here. So it's warm. It's not smoky. It's like warm cherry. It's divine, and it's the right strength. It's not bowl people over. It's just absolutely delicious, very much of autumn. And on my skin, and I've always found this with Lovefest Burning Cherry, it actually lasts a really good length of time on my skin. So a good 4 to 6 hours. If I spray on skin and clothes, I am getting wafts of this for 4 to 6 hours. I would say the projection is more intimate, but you can smell it the whole time, and the longevity is moderate for me. Absolutely beautiful. It reminds me of autumn and winter trips with my partner in cold weather to different places. Sweet, warm, syrupy cherry with a touch of spice. That's Lovefest Burning Cherry by Kayali. Another old faithful that I've been reaching for is, I reached for it once and I wore it to work. It's a couple of weeks ago now. Elie Saab, Girl of Now Shine. I know this fragrance was mentioned everywhere a couple of years ago on YouTube Fragcom, with good reason. I still think it's really good. It's heavy. It's artificial smelling. It's mega sweet. It's mega sweet in an orange blossom way. To me, I get strong orange blossom, very syrupy, and almonds, that almond orange blossom. And the Shine version, did I mention this is the Girl of Now Shine version? There is a slight freshness with a pineapple note. The pineapple note is not the best thing in this. It's the rest of it for me. Amazing longevity. This easily lasts 6 to 8 hours with moderate projection. It's not always I'm in the mood for a sweet, almost gourmand, heavy orange blossom kind of scent, but when I am, Girl of Now Shine by Elie Saab is it. I enjoyed wearing this a lot. I have to mention Jimmy Choo Fever. I always mention Jimmy Choo Fever, but I'm mentioning this one in a combo. So fear not, I won't go on about it. For those that don't know, Jimmy Choo Fever is sweet, powdery plum. That's mostly what I get. There are touches of coffee in here, and there's a chocolatey nuance to it. I'm not sure if it's cacao or hazelnut. This is thoroughly divine. This is all year round for me. I can't get enough of it. And I've said before, for me, this is like a Goldilocks fragrance because it's not too faint and it's not too strong. It's just perfect. particularly if you like sweet powdery fragrances. Jimmy Choo Fever. What I paired this with yesterday, and it was pouring with rain yesterday, and we went to a family birthday, and it was a lot colder than it has been in a long time, and it was very rainy, and I sprayed a lot of this, and I paired it with Killer Queen by Katy Perry. So very lovely celebrity fragrance. These two have a lot in common in that they are fruity and they have chocolatey nuances. This one doesn't have a super longevity. This one's got a really quite good longevity, moderate, I would say. These went together like wonderful best of friends. The Killer Queen gave the Jimmy Choo Fever a bit more of a chocolatey punch, if I'm honest, and it's got these berries in it that blended nicely with the plummy tones in here. So both of these I would recommend for cooler weather. That's Jimmy Choo Fever and Katy Perry Killer Queen. Beautiful bottle. Now, this one is new to me. This is another celebrity fragrance. It is Pure Honey by Kim Kardashian. I was super curious about this one, and when I had the chance to pick it up, I did. Very affordable and very good, particularly for, I think it's a perfect autumn scent. It would also work as a spring scent, but I think particularly autumn. It is a powdery honey, and it's got white florals in it. To my nose, it's orange blossom. And the scents I mostly get from Pure Honey is, and I think it's because there's a powdery aspect to it. It's like pollen. It smells like or at least I'm not sure I know what pollen smells like. I'm going to spray it over here. But to me, it's a honeyed floral, and I have to show you the little bee. That, so cute. It's this honeyed white floral with powdery aspects that just brings to mind yellow pollen. Now, I can say this lasts a wonderfully long time, hours and hours on skin and clothes, and it projects beautifully, and other people like it. I've received compliments from Pure Honey. I'm just tickled pink with this because it's super affordable, and I can thoroughly recommend it if you like the idea of a powdery white floral honey, very much honey scent that brings to mind pollen. That is Pure Honey by Kim Kardashian. All right. Now, here is another new one to my collection, Eternal Coffee by, is it Paris Corner? I think it's Paris Corner. If it's not, I'll put a correction on the screen. The name is hilarious because this fragrance is neither eternal and there's not a lot of coffee in it, to my nose. I do like it though. I do like it because it is a light-wearing, sweet, gourmand fragrance. And I think that's the lane of gourmands that I like. Something sweet but light-wearing. I have gone through my bottle of Razazi Ebha, and it's not it's not similar to this, but it is a light-wearing, sweet, caramelly kind of gourmand. This one to me, so this is Eternal Coffee by Paris Corner. It has a coffee feeling at the beginning, but then it's like more like a coffee toffee, coffee caramel. It's very sweet. It's sugary sweet. And it's like a milky caramel more like that than a lot of coffee. The coffee leaves this pretty quickly. And the fragrance doesn't last long, but I've had a lot of fun layering this with other things. I have layered it with the wonderful Kayali Vanilla 28. That works really well. And it gives, the Vanilla 28 gives this a bit more of a bit more oomph, and believe it or not, some more longevity. I've had this for a long time, as you can see, so it lasts reasonably well now, and it will make this last a bit longer. And I've layered this with Chirosa 39, and this is another one. This is another one that comes out at this time of year for me. So this is praline and coconut. Yeah, so again, very caramelly, and I all these kind of ones, I'll just mix them together depending on what I feel like doing. But we were talking about Eternal Coffee. I can't really recommend this one because the longevity at this point in time, I've had it for a month or something, maybe longer, but the longevity just isn't there, and it's not especially coffee-like, but I enjoy it because it is a sweet, milky, caramel toffee perfume. I don't know if any of you know, there are these coffee lollies. I looked in the supermarket to see if they were still there, but I can't see them anymore. I think it's an Indonesian name. I think it's like Kopika or something like that. And the first time I smelled this, they're these little coffee toffees, I think. They're white. They were widely available. And the first time I smelled this, boom, that's what came to mind. Those coffee toffees, that very warm and yummy and sweet and sugary. So yeah, that is Eternal Coffee by Paris Corner. The last one I want to mention is a bit of a favorite that it's usually too hot to wear, and that's Dark Purple by Montal. If you've stayed with me till this end of the video, I also want to share that the context of me wearing this fragrance this week. And it's been a very challenging week. It's something I know a lot of you, or most of us have been through, where we've lost a little pet. We've lost our pet, and our cat Mika, it was her time this week. She was 18 and a half. So very, very emotional for myself and my partner and other family members that have known Mika over the years. I had her since she was 6 weeks old. She was a rescue kitten. And she's appeared on some of these videos too, because she normally just did her thing and came into the videos. Now, coming back to the fragrance, isn't it interesting what ends up being comforting? I would have thought, this is making a clickety clack, I know, it's so interesting what actually ends up being comforting. I found it interesting because Dark Purple by Montal is the fragrance I reached for the day after little Mika, we lost little Mika. And it was a wonderful choice. It was a wonderful choice. And it would not have been the one I would have thought. This Dark Purple, it couldn't possibly have made a comforting fragrance video ever, because this is what it is. It is a very strong, not very strong actually, because it's smooth. It's a synthetic musky rose. And the name and the bottle do it justice, but it's quite strong and synthetic musky rose with plum overtones. Once again, the plum is not natural, but it's this very in a way uplifting. Let me just collect my thoughts for a moment. Why was this so good? It lasted all day. My partner and I went we were very fortunate. It was a public holiday here, and we went for a trip to a nearby city and did some thrifting of all things, and we had lunch, and it was very nice. And I wanted something that would last all day. But I reach for this because it makes me happy, and it projects really quite strongly. So I knew those around me would smell it. I don't overspray dark purple, but yeah, it is a prominent rose, like a dark pink rose, dark pink to red rose. And it's got that signature Montal Mancera musk. And through the wear, which is very long, this projects for 6 to 8 hours. It projects that long, and it lasts even longer as a skin scent. After about 4 to 6 hours, there's less rose and more of the musk. There's also geranium and plum, as I said. I loved wearing this that day. It really comforted me. It just made me happy on a very difficult day. I hope that made sense. This would also be a great date night, day date fragrance. It's young. Yeah, it's young. Dark Purple by Montal. They are the fragrances that I've been wearing over the last 2 to 3 weeks with the cooler weather here. Thank you very much for stopping by and letting me share them with you. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye for now.